Miss Daisy says, Happy Monday. Happy Monday, the Virtual Speed Performance YouTube channel. Or happy Tuesday, happy whatever day that you're watching this. Yeah, she's like, oh, are we gonna go raisin? When are we gonna go raisin? So, I know you guys seen this running on about 2 videos ago, but I was talking to my dad this morning. We got the brakes plumbed and bled last night. And I was talking to my dad this morning. I said, I really want to rewire the car. I know we just got it running, but I can't deal with this mess. So I wired the car about a year ago, and then we pulled wires out because some of them got burned, and it kind of just turned into a rat's nest. And now it's to the point where both of us look in there and we're like, what the f? So I'm in here. I'm about to fire up the shop vac so I can start vacuum out the chips out of the CNC machine this morning. I also got a pan gasket for the big block here. I got the heads on it. They're just sitting on there right this second, but yeah. I got a new pan gasket because the one that I ordered, it was a silicone, I don't know if it was a Felpro or Moroso one. I don't know which one it was, but this has like this has a dry sump pan on it, which I'll flip the camera around and show you the pan. It has this pan on it, and honestly, the pan gasket that I bought about a year ago for this thing, it just didn't line up. So I got this guy, and got some, nope, okay. Well, we're just gonna place that up here. It's a little bit of a mess. We just need to organize, but also got some copper head gasket spray, some Loctite. These are all the parts for the 632 that I have to wash and clean and stuff like that. Push rods and all. It's like a Christmas goodie bag list, or a Christmas good, I don't know. Daisy's just eating something randomly. But here's my mug of the day, Shoot for the Moon. And here's a little bit of a teaser of what we worked on last week for our billet, our Virtual Speed Performance billet parts. So a service that I'm trying to offer on the CNC that I'm trying to get ready for, which we're going to work on at the beginning of this week, is engraving. It sounds very small, very minute, but people like to engrave valve covers. People like engraving on on anything. I mean, how many times have you go to the racetrack and somebody pulls off their hood and they got engraved valve covers, or the engine builder has engraved valve covers and stuff like that? Well, that's what we are working on. I've thought about several ways to go about it. I thought about, so we don't have to change anything in the machine for, like, say we're doing a batch of big block valve covers. Well, you make a fixture. So I thought about making a fixture plate with the big block valve cover holes on it, put it here on the table, and then that way you put it on there, you bolt it down, hit cycle start on whatever it might be. We might be doing a batch of 10 for, say, Pat Musi racing engines. I just saying that name out there, but and then it just hit cycle start and the program is already loaded in the computer. Another thing is I have a 4th axis for this thing, and if we could put it on there and then make a plate and then a tailstock, put one valve cover on the top and one valve cover on the bottom. When it's done with the top valve cover, it just flips over to the other side and then it engraves the other side. Now, how well that would work, I don't know. I mean, I guess we would have to try it. But I'm fired up this morning. It's Monday. We're about to do some CNC work. We're about to do some engine, race car work, virtual speed work. I don't know. I'm just fired up. My light went out last week. That sucks. So hopefully it'll come back. Got this new pan gasket on the 632. Well, I kind of just have it kind of mocked up, kind of new boot goofing to make sure it works. This one does line up way better with everything, so that's a fantastic news. And over here, well, the Mustang, it was running and driving, I know, or well, it was running, but this afternoon I tore out all the wiring, at least, in it. So that's back to not running. And on the Jesel front drive distributor here, well, Jesel timing chain, I am replacing this seal because this one's kind of, you know, warped right here. And on the CNC, we've been working on some engraving, trying to figure out that. We ran a part that was 15 thou deep on the engraving. One was 10, one was 15. I tried 20. Well, so this guy is actually kind of difficult to get out of here because it's like a hard seal. So I've been hitting it on the back here, and I got a couple wetness marks from the screwdriver. But yesterday I stripped out all the wiring in the Mustang. Well, not all of it. To be honest, there's some wires. I don't want to completely rewire the car. Just really, up here was a mess, and right here was a mess, and I just did not like it. It was so overwhelming to look in here and be like, what the heck? And well, now we stripped out some of the wiring, and we're gonna just try and tidy it up. Not try and reinvent the wheel, of course, but just tidy it up a little bit, because I got to run some race pack wires and stuff like that, and I'd like to just put some of the stuff back in like looms like these and what have you. These are all stuff that went out to the engine, which are fine. There's another group of wires over there, which right here, this is all fine. I could just put this stuff back in a loom and then run it back over there. But just to kind of tidy it up a little bit, you must want to go outside. Here's an old ET slip. Here's where I went red. I don't want to look at that. It's definitely a Wednesday, so I just got to work, and on the ride here I was like, man, the blinkers are blinking, you know, really fast, the left one. So I come in here and I park up. Well, supposedly this turn signal is supposed to be blinking. It ain't blinking, so I guess we got a turn signal out. I'm sure most of you know, but when it starts to click like that, that's how you know you got a turn signal out. Got this guy back on there, mounted up there with our vacuum tube. So this is for the vacuum sensor. There's a little guy right there, just a push lock line heading over here, and then a race pack sensor or an equivalent sensor goes into there. Also got the MSD box back in there, those wires routed back in. Also, latest addition is a micro switch trans brake button, which, you know, what's funny is I've had this one sitting in the toolbox for probably a year now. Been meaning to put it in, so I was like, you know what better time? So got that mounted up. Unfortunately, had to take apart some of the steering wheel right here, as it looked like this over here. But for the Bruno Lenco, we have the line lock and the trans brake tied in together. So this one is pretty much just a bump or a bang button for the nitrous, which was the line lock. Now we have the line lock and the trans brake tied together. So when I go to press the trans brake in, the trans brake clicks on that, and then so does the line lock up here, which holds the you know, front wheels from rolling, because, well, with the Bruno Lenco transmission, there's nothing binding it, if that makes sense. It's got the purge mounted up, and I'm gonna start on the wiring over here for the purge button, which is right here. So I got the pan gasket set on there and siliconed up, and then out here I am working on the oil pan. I took out all the AN fittings for the dry sump. I'm not sure if many know this, but some of these pans do have like a little filter, and they catch a lot of miscellaneous stuff. But I just wanted to really double check, clean the pan, blow the pan out one last time before I go to put it on it, because I mean, a bunch of gasket material. That's exactly why we do this at Virtual Speed Performance. Double check, triple check, and make sure everything is good to go. Look at that. That is why we do what we do. right, guys, so I'm just sitting here doing some pondering with old Sally here, and, you know, we're kind of thinking about going racing, and the World Series of Pro Mod is next weekend, and, well, we're not racing it because they did away with Todd Sportsman, and that's really unfortunate because we ran that last year, and it was a great time. It was a $1,000 tech card, but it was a great time. I mean, anyway, we also wasn't able to run the U.S. Street Nationals and the World Series of Pro Mod because of, well, they did away with the class 632, which has always been contested at those events. Before it was the World Series, or not World Series, but Winter Series. Before it was the branded Winter Series. The locals called it the Winter Series, but then it was since branded the Winter Series, and then it kind of got, you know, it is to the point of which it is today, which is, you know, hey, it's cool, it's great. Sure. But it definitely kind of stung for the class to get kicked out of that, and not be able to run it because, well, me and my dad, we are both looking forward to going racing. And I feel like drag racing is in such a weird spot right now that I'm so confused. You know, it's like these Pro Mod cars are going so fast that, you know, you need to be a really successful business owner, a lottery winner, or just be a hired gun to drive, you know, these Pro Mod cars. And there's no, it sucks because I feel like this level of car, which I have grown up with, if that makes sense. My childhood dream, in a way, has always been to be driving a badass nitrous car like this. Now, granted, with a you know, I mean, this is a badass motor too, but, you know, I mean, I've always wanted the 903, 959 to put in this thing. I've made that like my life goal. Every move that I feel like I've tried to do, it's like, okay, how can this get me a 903 or 959? You could even ask my girl. I'm always talking about, I would say the top 3 words out of my mouth are 903, 959, and Big Chief heads. Yeah. But that's what I grew up liking, though. I you know, this is my shit. I love, you know, big block Chevy nitrous engines with carburetors and MSD boxes and tube chassis and wheelie bars, and it just was always the high. It just, yeah. I mean, but as recently, I feel like a lot of that style of racing, you know, that you don't have to be a multi-billionaire at, it's kind of dying off, and it's kind of crazy to me, you know? It's kind of crazy, because I don't really know where drag racing is headed sometimes, you know? I remember when 632 was just getting its start in a Immokalee Regional Raceway at, like, the Tomato Nationals. That was my home track for the longest time. That is where I made my original Junior Dragster pass, first ever. I cried like a baby in that thing. My dad was strapping me in, he was belting me in, I was crying like a baby. And I got back from that pass, and I was like, can I go again? And that's actually where some of these trophies are back here. Like, first loser, runner-up. I got a couple of them. Hold on, let me show you. I'm going to say that was back when I was not washed up. See? Back 2015. So, 2016, 2015, that is when, like, this style of, like, car was like the shiznit, because like there'd be 36, 32 cars there, and like Pro Mod cars would, you know, be almost very similar to this. I remember the Dodge Avenger car, the Dodge Avenger that we had before this car. It was an old Pro Mod car. This guy, late Terry Duffy, rest in peace. I hope you're doing well up there, and, you know, watching some drag racing. He ran that car in Pro Mod back in 2014, 2015 with like a 632 and a glide. I mean, he was going 450s, but he was out there running, and he would. And what's the craziest thing is there's been multiple instances where he was going rounds, and it was, you know, against some of these guys that were going 390s and 380s, but he was going 450s, 440s consistently, you know. And it's just not that anymore, and it really bums me out because it's invite only. It's who you know. Are you internet famous? It's crazy. That's I make YouTube videos, and I hate you got to be internet famous to be invited to run these things. It's super annoying, and I'm not anybody. I'm just some asshole in a garage. Sitting here, so I'm editing this video. On this clip right here, my phone ran out of storage. And then my computer ran out of storage too. But like I said, you know, I'm just an asshole in a garage, and we all have our own opinions on what we think is the right way to go about it. And, you know, I don't really care for all the invite-only stuff. I don't really care for you got to be internet famous to even get invited to some of this stuff. I remember when it was 300, like you could pay entry fee, and you could actually go race, you know, go race your equipment that you spent your hard-earned money for, and you don't have to get invite-only, or there's not a passcode to enter in to buy a tech card, you know? I mean, anyway, I don't, you know, it seems how I'm on the topic of this, I don't really care for ChatGPT. I see a lot of brands, and, you know, I was even using it for a minute, and I started to realize that you did not think for yourself. You wasn't creative. You didn't think for yourself. You didn't critical think. So, yeah, that's it. That's it. Modern day Tom Sawyer. So with that being said, I thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys checking out my videos. Don't forget, check out virtualspeedperformance.com for your new and used race car parts, and soon CNC products and services. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe.